You are riding along a road you know reasonably well. Traffic is light, you are feeling comfortable. And then, without warning, a car pulls out of a side street directly into your path. You have maybe 1.5 seconds to react, and in that 1.5 seconds, everything you have ever practiced either shows up or it doesn't. This is Chapter 5, Brakes, Stops and Panic Moments. This chapter might be the most important one in this entire series, because gear changes, cornering, clutch control, all of those skills matter, but braking is the one that keeps you alive when everything else goes wrong. Here is what we are covering across this 3-part series: how your front and rear brakes actually behave and why they do completely different jobs. Why grabbing the front brake in a panic is so dangerous, and exactly what goes wrong when you do it. How to build genuine emergency braking ability through a step-by-step car park drill. How to stop cleanly at very low speed without dropping the bike. And how to recover mentally after a near miss or a panic stop, because that side of it matters just as much as the physical skill. By the end of this series, you will have something most new riders never build deliberately: real braking muscle memory, the kind that kicks in automatically when you do not have time to think. Here is something most new riders never think about until it is too late. You have been riding for weeks, maybe months. You do gentle stops every ride, approaching junctions, slowing for traffic lights, easing to a halt at the end of a road. And those stops feel fine. You are managing them perfectly well. So your brain quietly decides that it knows how to brake. It does not. Not really. Not yet. Because gentle everyday stops and emergency stops are almost completely different skills. The forces involved are different. The timing is different. The physical inputs are different. And the mental state you are making them in is completely different. Gentle stops happen when you are calm and prepared. Emergency stops happen when your heart rate has just spiked, your hands have tensed, and your brain is running on adrenaline. Most riders never practice emergency braking until they suddenly need it. And when that moment arrives, and for most riders it will, their hands have no reference point, no muscle memory, no automatic response built in. So they either grab too hard, or not hard enough, or reach for the wrong brake, and things go wrong fast. That is what this chapter is about fixing: building the muscle memory before you need it. Right, let us start with the basics. Your bike has 2 brakes, and they do fundamentally different jobs. The front brake is your primary stopping power. It handles roughly 70 to 80% of your braking force. And the reason for that comes down to simple physics. When you brake, your weight transfers forward onto the front tyre. More weight on the front means more grip. More grip means the front brake can work harder without locking the wheel. That is why it is so effective, and that is also why it can bite you badly if you use it wrong. The rear brake is your supporting act. It handles the remaining 20 to 30%. Here is the problem with the rear. When you brake hard, weight comes off the rear tyre. Less weight means less grip, and less grip means the rear wheel locks up much more easily than the front. On a straight, dry road, a locked rear wheel is not catastrophic. The bike stays stable and just skids, but it is not contributing much to actually stopping you either. Here is how the balance between them shifts depending on your speed. At low speeds, under 20 miles an hour, both brakes are contributing fairly evenly. There is still decent weight over the rear wheel, so the rear brake is more useful here than it will be at higher speeds. Use both, but gently. At medium speeds, 20 to 40 miles an hour, the front becomes more dominant. The harder you brake, the more weight transfers forward and the less the rear has to offer. You still use it, but most of your stopping power is coming from the front lever. At higher speeds, 40 miles an hour and above, the front brake is doing almost everything. Hard braking from speed transfers so much weight forward that the rear wheel is barely loaded. You can still press the rear for stability, but it is the front that is stopping you. The lesson to take from all of this is simple. You need both brakes, but the front is the tool that actually stops the bike. And learning to use it properly, confidently, progressively, without fear, is the most important braking skill you can build. We need to talk about the thing that causes more beginner crashes than almost anything else in braking. And it is something so instinctive, so natural in a moment of panic, that almost every new rider does it at least once. Grabbing a big handful of front brake. Not squeezing, grabbing. There is an enormous difference between those two things, and understanding that difference could genuinely save your life. Here is what actually happens when you grab the front brake hard and suddenly. In the first scenario, the front wheel locks. You have asked the tyre to do more than it has grip for, and it simply stops turning. The moment a wheel stops turning, it also stops steering. The bike becomes a rigid object sliding forward in whatever direction it was pointed when the wheel locked. On a straight line, you will probably just skid to a stop. But if you were turning, even slightly, the front washes out from under you and you are on the ground before you have processed what happened. In the second scenario, which is rarer but worth knowing about, you brake so hard that the tyre does not lock, but all of the weight slams onto the front wheel. The rear lifts off the ground. If you keep the brake on, the bike begins to rotate forward over the front axle. This is called an endo or a stoppie. On the road at normal speeds, it takes a genuinely extreme input to get here, but it happens, and it is exactly as bad as it sounds. In the third and most common scenario, the bike does not crash immediately, but the sudden weight transfer upsets everything. The front forks dive sharply, the geometry changes. The whole bike feels unstable and unpredictable for a moment. And if the road surface is anything less than perfect, or if you are not going in a perfectly straight line, that instability can easily tip into a fall. Now here is the crucial thing to understand about all of this. It is not the amount of brake that causes the problem. It is the suddenness. A progressive squeeze, building from light to firm over half a second, allows the bike to settle into the braking. The weight transfers gradually. The suspension compresses in a controlled way. The tyre has time to load up and grip the road properly. You can apply a huge amount of braking force this way, and the bike feels stable, controlled, and completely manageable. A sudden grab, going from 0 to maximum force in a fraction of a second, gives the bike no time to settle. The weight slams forward. The tyre is asked to grip before it is loaded properly, and that is where things go wrong. The difference between a grab and a squeeze is not about how hard you brake, it is about how fast you build the pressure. Fast is fine, instant is dangerous. Think about squeezing a lemon. You wrap your hand around it and build pressure steadily until the juice flows. You do not crush it in your fist in one sudden movement. That is the sensation you are going for on the front brake lever. A building, committed, progressive squeeze, not a panicked grab. Here is something that surprises new riders. Your hand position on the brake lever matters more than you think. A lot of beginners ride with just 1 or 2 fingers resting on the lever, which gives you far less leverage and far less feel than using 3 or 4 fingers properly. In an emergency, you are working against yourself from the start. Get your fingers properly onto that lever. Now here is something important. The fear of the front brake that most new riders carry is based on a misunderstanding. The front brake is not dangerous. Grabbing it suddenly is dangerous. Used correctly, built up progressively, applied with confidence, the front brake is the most powerful and reliable tool you have on the bike. It will stop you faster, more safely, and more predictably than any other input available to you. The goal is not to be scared of it. The goal is to understand it well enough to trust it. And the only way to build that trust is to practice it, deliberately, repeatedly, in a safe environment, until your hands know exactly what to do before your brain has even caught up. Every near miss you have ever heard about, every moment where someone stopped just in time, the difference between the good outcome and the bad one came down to braking. How quickly the right inputs happened, how much muscle memory was already in place. You are building that now, before you need it. That is exactly the right time to build it. In part 2, we go straight into the car part braking drill, step by step from gentle stops all the way to proper emergency braking, plus the progressive squeezing technique that makes everything work. Hit like if this has helped, subscribe so you do not miss part 2, and I will see you there.
If you want a copy of the book from Amazon, the link is in the description.